Hey guys, how are you doing? This is unusual for me to do a video in the middle of a field on this channel, but there is a reason for it. I'll show you the reason. This little devil here has chewed up my MacBook. She's chewed the corner of the screen, so it needs a replacement screen because this little devil got her hands on it, or rather got her jaws on it while I was asleep. So yeah, I've got work on there that I haven't backed up, like the movie Endgame, the Chris Watts movie that I'm in the process of compiling. Well, that's all in my editing software, and I can't work on it until I get the screen fixed. So I'm going to get the screen fixed today. It might take a couple of days to come back, and it's weekend because I'm recording this on Friday. So it's probably going to be like maybe Tuesday before I get it back. And then I can resume work on Endgame again. Hopefully it's just the screen and nothing more. Anyway, let's have a chat. I want to talk about Summer Wells. I know a lot of creators are talking about Summer's disappearance, and if you're watching this video, you know, because you fancied the look of it from the title, then I'm assuming you know the basics of the Summer Wells story. There's two things I want to talk about. That is the reactions of the parents and... oh, my other dog Tilly's being sick now. The reactions of the parents and the location and the way that she disappeared. I've got questions about those. So I'm not too sure. I've watched a lot of videos, I've watched a lot of creators that I kind of normally follow talk about this case. I've read a lot of news articles. I just want to give my two penneth. And I'm not sure how popular my opinion will be about the parents, but bear with me. I give my truthful opinion. None of us knows what happened to Summer. The police haven't released any, like, you know, formal information. It's too soon for that. None of us knows, except if there's a person or persons involved in Summer's disappearance. They know, but we don't. YouTubers don't know. The police don't know. News reporters don't know. So it's all speculation, and that's all I'm doing in this video, is giving you my opinion, my speculation. So first of all, let's just do a quick recap based on the facts we do know. So Summer is 5 years old. She lives in rural Tennessee with her mother, her father, and her three brothers, older brothers, but they're not that old. Don't know their exact ages offhand. Anyway, three older brothers. And Grandma lives in a trailer, kind of only a few yards from the property that Summer lives in. So Summer's been gone just over 2 weeks now. So apparently what happened was Summer, Mum Candice and Grandma were planting plants, flowers, and Summer wanted to go back to her home. So they washed their hands. Grandma gave her a piece of candy, presumably for being a good girl planting and stuff, and Summer went back to the house. The three brothers were in there watching TV or YouTube, or, you know, just generally in the house being boys, I guess. And Candice said to the boys, "Watch Summer, I won't be long." And apparently, according to Candice, she was only a couple of minutes. I'm going to question that. When she went back to her home, she said, "Where's Summer?" And the boys said she went down to the basement, where it's a playroom in the basement, or possibly her bedroom. I'm not too sure on the status. The mum calls it the playroom. There is a door leading outside from the basement, so it's quite possible that Summer was able, presumably if the door was unlocked, because there's no sign of forced entry, so presumably the door was unlocked, even if an abductor had come in and got her. So presumably she went outside. Something Dawn said in an interview with the press is that that's her downfall. Unusual words to use, but it's her downfall, that she wants to be outside. And they've told the boys time and time again not to leave Summer outside. She's an outdoor person. So it's quite possible that Summer didn't want to go and play in the basement. She didn't fancy playing down there. She wanted to go back outside, and she went out the door of her own volition. Again, we don't know, but that's my opinion, based on the fact that there's no forced entry to the home. Now, a lot of people have questioned the reactions of the parents during the interview and talked about deception and the words they've used, and the fact that Dad used past tense when talking about Summer in occasion. And I don't see a massive amount of deception, guys, quite frankly. If you look at someone like Chris Watts and the porch interview, clear signs of duping delight there, clear signs of deception, in my humble opinion. Trezell and Jacqueline West, Orrin and Orson West's adopted parents, they look deceptive, in my humble opinion. They were moving backwards and forwards. It's the animation they're just strange behaviour. But I don't see that in Candice and Dawn. There are some, what I would say are red flags, but I don't think it's because they're covering up what happened to Summer. I think they're well aware that they're being judged. I think they're well aware that their lifestyle might create judgment, that they might be blamed, and indeed they are being blamed. Candice looks a bit spaced out, a bit out of it, flat affect, flat emotions, and perhaps she's, I don't know, on some kind of sedative because it might help her sleep. You know, her daughter's disappeared. Team all that. Her dad's a little bit more animated, but I don't see red flags in the way that they speak. I don't see red flags in their body language. If they are responsible, or one of them is responsible for the disappearance, then they are very, very, very good actors. That's all I'm saying. Finally, where are my dogs? Come on, Cassie! Where's she gone, Tilly? Oh, God. Where's she gone? Tilly, find her. Find Cassie. I'll be back shortly. Go find my pup. Find my puppy. But we're off the field now, so. Yeah, the final thing I want to talk about is the location. So the parents say they know she was abducted, but that story's strange. The property itself is very rural. It's not like they would be passing traffic. Abduction by strangers is very, very, very rare. It's a fraction of a percentage of children who go missing who are eventually found, unfortunately, deceased. You know, there's only really a handful of cases that come to mind that are similar to this, in that the child's there 1 minute, gone the next. And there's two that do come to mind. There's the Sarah Payne, which happened in the UK. So 8-year-old Sarah, out playing just across the road from her grandparents. And this was a very rural area, but there was a road, so passing traffic could go by. And 1 second she was there, the next second she was gone. And her brother was able to describe a van. And unfortunately, Sarah was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And an offender, kind of offender that I'm not going to mention, picked her up, just grabbed her, picked her up and murdered her. The other similar case that comes to mind is William Tyrrell, who was, I think, 3 years old. This was an Australian case, and he was playing at his foster grandmother's house, and his grandmother and his mother were actually outside with him. And it was literally a split second. He was playing tigers, he was going rah, 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 and they could hear him. And then he just gone, and he's never been found. So there are cases that are similar to this, in that 1 minute the child is there, the next they're not. But they are very rare, they're very rare. So it's possible, but because there's no passing traffic, somebody would have had to go there purposefully, just on the off chance that someone might be outside, which seems quite unbelievable to me. But could it be somebody known to the family? Could it be somebody who went there, knows the place, and is actually known to the family? That seems more likely. The no sign of forced entry, the rural nature, the fact that it's a cul-de-sac, there's not a thoroughfare. The house is on a hill. No one heard anyone. So would Summer have gone with somebody who was a complete stranger without kicking up a fuss? Probably not. They have a dog, at least one dog. That would have barked. But if it was someone known to the family, then maybe the dog wouldn't have barked and Summer wouldn't have kicked up a fuss. So those are my speculations. But honestly, we just don't know. It's took me a while to make this video, because what I don't want to do is look like I'm blaming the parents. I've got questions, but you know, Candice's timeline of, I was only 2 minutes, maybe she was longer than 2 minutes, and she blames herself. There's something with that timeline, but I don't want to sound like I'm blaming the parents. So let me know your thoughts below. Hope you're well, and I'll see you in the next video.